So this is our 0 for this one shot. We do have some new players at the table for this year's Mystery Club. Some might say it's a better club, but we are going to go on to building the Murder Club together, and then we're going to build the Mystery Club's relationship to the Murder Club. So, getting started, this is a previous neighborhood we've already created called Elm Heights. However, we don't know who the Murder Club is, even though we know who the Mystery Club is. So to start off, the Murder Club essentially investigates homicides and homicide adjacent incidents. So I need to know from the Murder Club members, like, what type of things do you guys investigate? Like, technically, we'll assume that you're all kind of like official junior detectives. The adults know that you have this club going on and it's all year round, even though it's a school club. So, like, what type of like things do you guys actually investigate? And you guys can
Or
just
possibly maybe
talk it out.
maybe like smaller time robberies, like
Oh,
nothing
okay.
like major heists, but like candy going missing from the local drugstore or something.
Ugh.
Yes. That's good. Okay. How is the stuff you guys do kind of perceived by the adults? How do they feel about the murder club if you came around asking questions?
I feel like it depends on the adult. It's like half like, oh, you kids are so cute with your little investigation, and half like, aren't you guys a little old for this?
You mean young or old?
Old, like as in
Oh,
like
okay.
they think we're too old to be playing pretend in
Oh,
quotation
I
marks
see.
because this is
Gotcha.
deadly
But
serious.
yeah,
Okay. Does anyone take you guys seriously? Do they think you're actually solving crimes?
I'm pretty sure that children around our age would probably think we're cool. Huh.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Do you guys ever cross a line? Do anything that you know is against the rules, or do you follow the rules?
We crossed the line. I mean, that's what separates us from those dorks at the Mystery Club. We're willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
mhm.
And what would that look like? Would that look like crossing a yellow line, tampering with evidence, or is that more
I
like? Mhm.
I feel like at some point Richie has actually probably like crossed the yellow line like while flashing like whatever he might have received at the end of forensics camp as like attempting like as some kind of authority.
Mhm. Okay,
It's like, yeah, no, I'm meant to be here, don't worry.
I love that. You guys think you have actual authority. Love it.
Yeah.
Um, how long has the Murder Club been around? I know we're saying new because you're the game that we're playing, but I think the Mystery Club when you guys founded, it looks like Donnie. Oh, so Donnie started the club 3 years ago. So how old do you guys think the Mystery Club is? Or not the Mystery Club, the Murder Club. I'm gonna get those mixed up the whole freaking session.
Yeah, me too. I think we've been around forever, and that means like 3 months.
Okay. So like really new. Love it. That's actually perfect when you learn about who Rochelle is and the type of person Rochelle is. Um, I'll say Rochelle started it about 3 months ago. And so I'll tell you a little bit about Rochelle. Rochelle is a huge noir fan. Her dad has a whole library of books from like that 50s, 60s black and white era noir. He has a bunch of comic books that are like that and a bunch of movies. She has literally grown up with that and she doesn't really know how to turn it off. So you'll find her talking in the third person a lot. You'll find her making everything way more, like interesting or introspective, regardless of what it is. Like a candy wrapper just on the floor, and she might like stop you in the middle of walking past it, and she'll be like, "I think we have some evidence, boys." She's that type of person. So I think it makes sense that to her, and I think she also is actually very cool, though. She is like an athlete already, like even in middle school, she's like a bit of a prodigy in terms of like athleticism. And she wears like, trousers and suspenders that she like got from her grandpa. She always looks like she just stepped out of a novella. And that's her on the regular day. And people just find that so weird, but like also cool because she doesn't really care about what anyone else thinks about her. So that's Rochelle. So given what you know about her now, what do you think? What's everyone's relationship to Rochelle? Let's start with Charlie. How does Charlie kind of like feel about Rochelle and know Rochelle?
How old is Rochelle?
I'm gonna say she's 13.
13? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably. Let me think for a moment.
We can come back to you.
Probably like, yeah, come back to me so I can think for a bit.
Okay. Who's ready in terms of in the mystery club? How do you think your relationship is? You could have known her like since the beginning of school. You could have just met her. You could have like just met her when you came to go into one of these positions.
I think I have something now, actually. I'm gonna say our parents probably maybe like worked together, and we met through that, and so we're kind of like mimicking our like parents' professional relationship. Like, yes, we work together professionally, just like adults do.
Of course. Makes sense. What about Ollie and Richie?
I would say that he probably saw a nice big poster about it, like probably a poster for both clubs actually, and saying, "Oh man, Murder Club sounds cooler than Mystery Club. I'm gonna join those guys."
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeded to draw an even cooler poster with the knife, and may or may not have used a spray can to try to affect the wall to make it could seem a little bit more appealing, but there's no proof for that.
Okay. And what about Richie?
I think if anything, Richie probably was actually like in school, having seen Rochelle reading like one of the noir novels, and him being the kind of person he is, immediately was kind of like, oh, shared special interest, and kind of like wordlessly kind of just integrated his way in.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like never said anything, but he's just kind of been there since day one, and nobody has questioned it. And he's actually been good at what he does.
That's perfect. Very nice. So, what were you guys' first case? Your first mission? What was it? Obviously, it had something to do with murder, but like, what was that?
I think it would be a theoretical murder at the local game shop. What up when Mortal Kombat first came out to the Sega Genesis, thus us temporarily closing the store, making us wait even more to buy the game. It was absolute concerning.
Okay. So there was no murder essentially, but you investigated a possible murder because the game shop closed for a couple of days.
Yes.
Yes. Makes sense. During your investigation, were there any conflicts? Did you guys do anything in terms of your investigating that got you in trouble?
We may or may not have actually like broken the lock to the game shop to try and get in.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow the security footage just kind of went missing.
Okay. Was it a success?
Yes.
Okay. Very nice. How do you guys feel about Rochelle as the lead private investigator? And for everyone who's like listening, the lead private investigator of the murder club calls the meetings. She presents the cases and assigns duties. They also make final decisions on basically who's elected, who gets to join the club, and who gets to get in the different positions. She also reviews all the cases and basically determines which case you guys go on. Rochelle is a real cold case type of person. She rarely closes a case because she is rarely satisfied, particularly if there is an actual murder that happens. She wants to keep it open so that she can, ruminate on it and keep it up on the board as one of her missed cases. So how do you guys feel about this, the person Rochelle is and how she runs the club?
Uh, yeah, he really knows what she's doing. I have full faith.
Okay. What about everybody
I
else?
mentioned I mentioned before that we're kind of mimicking our parents' professional relationship, so that
Can you say that again?
uh uh which part? The like so I'll just start from here.
Whatever you just said.
I mentioned before that our parents have like a professional relationship, and that we're kind of mimicking it. So basically, that we're like professional, what we think is professional, essentially, and stuff. Uh, whether as to whether I actually like Rochelle, probably.
Okay. Yeah, she's a good coworker, essentially.
Mhm.
Would you say for Dawn, it's kind of difficult to like put her in a personal space of like if someone were to ask you, "Is this your friend?"
Yeah, probably.
Gotcha. And then what about Benji?
I think Richie, it's, she seems to be, doing a good job in the position. If only it just annoys him a little bit with like certain cases of like, no, we figured out what happened. Please just close it.
Wonderful. So since the club just recently started in like the last 3 months, when did all of you start? Has one of I think Richie probably is someone who maybe started with Rochelle. Like when she started the club, you were probably the first person if you always hung out with her or hung around her beforehand. So then what about Ollie and Richie? Ollie, how long have you been an actual like member of the club?
Yeah, I think I joined not too long after it started. Like I think it's been a thing like 2 weeks, weeks
Okay.
around like that.
Okay. And then Charlie?
I'd say probably. I'd say I was like the second member to join after Richie. Not when it started, but closer to when it started. Maybe like a month in.
Okay. Perfect. So all of you, except for probably Ollie, have worked with Rochelle for at least 2 months. However, I think at this point, you all probably have a good sense of the type of person she is, since she doesn't really turn off. So it's kind of a 24/7 type of situation. Um, so last couple of questions. Is there a person like either in the police force or even like firefighters or even someone who has authority who's like a friend of the murder club? Like if you were to realize that maybe you had messed up, like perhaps someone from the inside helped make sure that those recordings of you guys breaking into the game shop disappeared. Like who would that be? And they have to be an adult.
I think this town probably has a decently respective sheriff or police officer, sir, that's in good vibes at the club.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Someone here went to Frank's camp, correct? That would probably be run by like an actual police officer. So
Yeah, I
Okay.
was gonna mention that
Okay.
probably Richie's uncle actually works forensics. That's kind of what got him there. So it's probably someone he's at least gonna suggest turning to.
I think that's good. So like someone who is in the forensics team is on the I mean this is a really small town. So like the forensics, police and CSI are one department. So it makes sense that that would be one person. Um and yeah, we'll make it be Richie's uncle. What's Richie's uncle's name?
Um, Frank's Theodore goes by Ted for short.
Okay. Very nice. So this is in the 90s and you were kids. So you don't have a personal cell device and you won't be able to like other unless going into someone's home, you won't necessarily have easy transportation or not easy transportation, easy telephone access. So sometimes you just gotta run to the closest place that you know is like safe or the closest person. What's like your first thing you do, your protocol, so to speak? If Rochelle is like, code red, what do you guys do if something hits the fan and you have to run and get help or lay low?
I mean, we got this slightly own house phone, right, in our little makeshift headquarters. I mean, we have to run back and go over there, but still.
Okay. Everybody else agreeing to that? Any other
yeah,
suggestions?
I think it sounds good.
Makes sense.
All right. All right. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the club. Joke. And we are now going to talk with everyone, the Murder Club and the Mystery Club, to get a sense of what you guys are like when you get in the same room, because you're going to be in the same room this entire game. So, Mystery Club members, how do you each feel about this murder club that just popped out of nowhere 3 months ago?
These guys stink.
Okay. We'll start with Daniel, I guess, since that was quite vocal. Not a fan.
No, not really.
Okay. Any reason in particular other than?
Well, they're just coming in and they make themselves out to be just so much better than our club. Right? We were here first, and we actually solve mysteries. So.
Oh, strong words. Nice. Who wants to go next?
I believe our resident scholar has said all that needs to be said.
Okay. Layla and Ness agrees. Does anyone have any questions about Rochelle and Donnie? I will say that they also know one another. And I will also tell you that they often butt heads because Donnie is a perpetual Sherlock Holmes, or at least he wants to be. And Rochelle is a perpetual noir detective. So obviously, whenever they get into a room together, it's quite insufferable. However, I will say that while they butt heads a lot and they don't like each other, they spend a lot of time agonizing each other recently.
Antagonizing?
Antagonizing, thank you, that's the word. And you could probably see that because Donnie's not very good at hiding his emotions, he might have a little crush on Rochelle.
Donnie, no.
I know. So any questions any of you have about Rochelle or Donnie that will just kind of help you understand them, or have any particular questions you want me to answer?
How often do we have to see these people in person? Like, how often do we just meet on the street?
That's a great question. I will say Rochelle and Donnie are very different in how they run the clubs. Donnie is more of a, hey, we're going to meet, we're going to start this mystery, everyone has their roles, and then we're going to meet back up to like discuss the case. He's not really a major. However, he does like to do stupid stuff like test his team, or like have like weird trials, or make decisions outside of talking to you guys, which does probably annoy you all.
I have not forgiven him.
Yeah, he does stupid stuff like that, like not often enough to where you obviously you remember him doing it, but not often enough to think that every time you go on a case it's him. But he likes to do it once in a while. Rochelle is definitely very different. She is seeing herself as the detective. This is her story, right? And the people that she works with are her workers, her staff. That's how she kind of sees them. And so she is more of a person who is meeting with the murder club very, very often. Like, they have weekly meetings, but then she'll have one-on-one meetings, and then she'll also have meetings where they just go over the books. She likes to make sure she has her hands and her eyes on everything, because how else are the cases going to get solved? Because she feels like she is the one solving the case, not necessarily her team. So they are very different. But I will say that the Mystery Club, you guys don't really see Donnie that often, unless he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing or putting a case together. The Murder Club, you guys meet pretty regularly. And it's not like Rochelle she's not like Donnie, where she's like insufferable in the same way. She's quite pleasant to be around. She's the type of person that like stocks the juices and the sodas in the headquarters. Her dad, helps with financing, like the stuff you guys might need. And she is actually very good at detective work. And she's very good at leadership. So one of the things that kind of made this club very popular very quick. So that's the
Tanya?
difference there. Yes.
Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but as I remember, a lot of our relationships in the Mystery Club were like, we're the weirdos and we are the ones that we eat lunch together. Like, it was less about the club and more about we needed people that were going to watch out for us. Because as I remember, I was Donnie's bodyguard, and that's like the only reason I'm in the Mystery Club.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah, the mystery club and the murder club are very different. They're almost opposites, to be honest, in terms of like why they were started, the people that run them, et cetera, which is done on purpose, obviously. Any other questions about Rochelle or Donnie? What was that?
Oh, I don't have a question about Rochelle and Donnie, but I do have a question. So whenever we get to that.
Okay. You're all in the same grade or, same school, like middle school. So you guys have crossed paths, the Mystery Club members and the Murder Club members. However, the Mystery Club has been, going for a couple of years. So do any of you know one another outside of your club activities? Like before you joined the Murder Club, did you know anyone in the people who joined the Murder Club later? It can be as simple as, we had classes together, but we're not friends. Or it can be, a yes, like we were friends with this person, but we fell out. Like you guys can have a conversation about what that may have looked like for each of you.
So you mean in like how members of each other's clubs interact with each other?
Yes.
Well, I think I vaguely remember Daniel being like the more or level-headed intelligence type, and I would say Ollie's more like the opposite since he's a bit bigger than most kids his age, so he tries to act tough and sound all aggro, and I could imagine these two would have quite a lot of friction when they talk to each other at school.
Oh,
Okay.
it's that guy.
Yeah, know your place. Anyway.
I think it'd be fun, and it doesn't necessarily have to be me, but I think it'd be fun for both clubs to have one person that is just chill with another person from the other club.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's
Okay.
like, "Oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." Oh shit, what up? Hey man, what's up? I hate you. Fuck you, fuck you. That guy's cool. Fuck you.
Who here is like who on each side is more like chill in general?
I mean, if you give Layla candy, she'll be your friend.
That's fair.
She's so
Careful,
easy to
wait,
buy.
they have candy. Don't be
She's-
bribed.
Bribable, yeah.
Yes, Layla. I would say Layla is very bribable. I don't know if I would call her chill. Probably
No, she's not
Ness.
chill at all.
I would think Ness is pretty chill because she's kind of only in the club to be with Donnie, and
All of
so I
us
don't
were a
think she
little like
have any Ness.
like a defining trait of our club was like we kind of just ready to jump at anything. So I wouldn't say any of us are super chill.
We're all pretty feral.
Yes.
Who's the
Ness
most
is-
feral on your on your
Probably me. I don't
Who's the
know.
most feral?
Layla's obviously the most feral.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Yes.
Layla's the most feral on our team
Absolutely.
for sure.
Is there someone who's feral on your team that maybe you guys bond over being a little crazy?
Alternatively, I could see because Layla imagines herself as a cryptozoologist, which is a scientist.
Hmm.
And I could see her at the very least enjoying tormenting in a friendly way Richie and his forensic science, which cannot explain the origins of Bigfoot to her.
Mm.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, mind you, if you guys are game for it, because I know Pan had mentioned y'all prior to making the Mystery Club, it was just like the quote unquote outsiders group of like
Mhm.
fit anywhere else, but it kind of just fits there. Because Richie on the whole is kind of the actual trope I went for him was the loner weirdo. Kind of interesting if Richie was kind of like on the fringes of your group prior to it joining, only to then end up joining the rival group how much
Did
longer
you
later.
betray
Oh.
us?
Traitor!
Traitor.
Shun!
But
Shun him!
Shun. Shun the non-believer.
like over
Uh,
many shared zebra cakes,
Dude,
Layla's like,
yeah,
you can't be that
dude,
bad.
she's cooler than these other two. You could always join our team.
Okay, great. So we have Ollie and Daniel having some frictions due to being very much opposite. Layla and Richie kind of having a playful competitiveness, and then Richie being the club switcher. Anyone? I don't think we're missing anyone. Richie, Daniel, Ollie. Well, we're missing
I think
Charlie.
me, yeah. I don't know, because Charlie's very no nonsense, like very straightforward, here to do a job.
Oh,
Um,
well, actually, I believe, Daniel, you applied for your job.
I did, yes.
Charlie, would you have applied for this job or
yeah, no, definitely, because it'd be like, well, my parents applied for their job, so clearly that's what I must do.
if you want, you could have applied for the Mystery Club, the same position that Daniel has, and got rejected.
Oof. Was I there beforehand, or was it one of like those things where we went in at the same time? And apparently I was just better.
I'm gonna say Donnie doesn't really like to do any of the administrative work, really, of the club. And so even though he started it and he had everyone come, I will leave that to Ness. Because he probably would have been like, oh, we had a couple of people, come and interview. Who should I go with?
Oh no.
Maybe
Ness
it's just because
probably
I'm.
flipped a coin.
Am I? Is
That's
I was.
great.
I would do it.
Yeah, Ness either flipped a coin or consulted tarot cards about it. She did not read any of the things that they did.
I don't think you guys would know that, Daniel and Charlie. I don't think you guys would ever be told that, but I think both of you going up for the same position, and obviously one of you only getting it, that could be an option. Just throwing that out there. As well as you could just have a stronger relationship with the murder club, like why you would have gone for the murder club over the mystery club. Or anything else.
Um, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of us applying for the same position and then me getting rejected.
So, has there always been an animosity between us, or is this more of like now that you're in the murder club, you're like, oh, he's kind of like me, but he's on their side.
That's what it sounds like you guys are doing. Because you're creating, I mean, obviously you're rivals in terms of this is a rival club because you're both technically doing like mysteries, right? They're just called something different and they're focused on something different. Because so you guys are competitors. But the rivalry, like the real rivalry, the tension is I think coming from your past experiences. So like, you know, the mystery club has been a club for a long time, but none of you guys are in the mystery club. So there must have been a reason they went for the murder club type of situation. Okay, so we have the president of the mystery club and the lead private investigator definitely have some beef, but Donnie has a bit of a crush on Rochelle. Ollie and Daniel are kind of opposites, and so there's quite a bit of tension when they get together. Layla and Richie are a bit competitive because of their competing sciences. Richie is a club switcher, and I would even say I think Richie is a club switcher that you guys didn't even know he was a club switcher until he like mentions it, because because it sounds like from his character
1000%.
Yes, yeah. He's like someone who's always on the fringes. So I feel like you were like, oh, you were a member? When? Like, when did that happen?
He was there. I was like, oh yeah, he was that too.
Yeah.
How many mysteries were you there for that we just kind of forgot you were there for them? Were you there for the mystery of the witch and we just don't remember?
He was never mentioned. It's hilarious.
I feel like even hypothetically for that, it was
so
like he was
sad.
quote unquote out of town.
He was out on the beat and we just forgot to tell him that we had a mystery going on.
I mean, it already
Oh,
sounds
that'd
like
be good.
Donnie's bad at communicating. It wouldn't be surprised if Richie just missed meetings because he just had no clue.
You guys can make that canon if you'd like. It's quite fun. So yeah, moving forward after these questions and everything like that, whatever you guys say is canon. That's how the game works, right? So like I will rarely say no, that's crazy. Sometimes I'll go, that is crazy. All right, it happens. This is a dice rolling game for anyone who hasn't played Kids on Bikes. So you will need dice, and we just play physical dice. There is like a roller online, but we just play physical dice nowadays because it's fun. So if I ask you to roll something on your character sheet, like a brains or a or grit or any of them, and you get less than a 5, that usually means something like negative is going to happen. But if you've played any game with me, you also know that if you get a really really good roll, something negative might happen. It kind of just depends. It's kind of not that negative. It's like fun and good, kind of, but also probably really horrible. Because that's the fun of like supernatural games, I think, is that they can go either way. They can, make you incredibly strong, but also make you into a giant spider. Is it bad? Is it good? Depends, I guess.
Is that Layla's next critter?
No, I believe Normal turned into a giant spider
I have
in
turned
the
into
Red
a
Bridge.
spider. I've turned
Yeah.
into a wolf.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
congrats.
Yeah. Anything's possible. In my brain, anything's possible. Which I've been told is fun. So I think if there's no other questions or anyone wants anything clarified, or if you don't have any other questions for each other in terms of like your relationship or like anything else, we are going to end our session 0 and get to the gaming. So any
Okay.
questions or any other comments or anything we need to share with one another?
I have a question.
Yes.
How, since the last year, how has, have any of the other Mystery Club members, has anything changed? Are you trying something new? Or, have we Anything happened in the last year?
Well, I guess the question would be, so I think let's do a little mini question right before that is, does everyone know about your last mystery? Your last Halloween mystery, or at least any of your mysteries before. For the mystery club, do you guys keep your mysteries a mystery? Or do people know what you're doing? Like they know when you have a mystery, when you've solved a mystery, when you've done things, and really vice versa to the murder club. Like, are you guys trying to keep your stuff under wraps, or do people know what you're doing?
I mean, like,
I
we're willing
think-
to vandalize posters. The murder club is not keeping anything quiet.
I think given that we broke into at least 2 places during our
Mhm.
last Halloween mystery, I think we are probably keeping it kind of quiet.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Especially that one, because we didn't technically feel like we solved it. So I don't think
Right.
we go around
That
saying,
one's
"Hey,
still-
we failed."
Would people on the murder club know? Would they be able to know about some of what you've done?
I think
And
if
if
we
so, what?
I don't
if
know,
we
is
went
Richie a
to, like-
snitch?
that's a good question. Richie, you a snitch?
It's all because of Richie.
Well, I could imagine Dania also gets in boasting matches with Ollie.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
probably between Ollie and Richie, they've kind of figured out at least some of it.
Okay. Okay, so then based off of that, let's go back to Normal's question.
Yeah, so just is there anything new with you guys since last year?
I think, you
My
know,
oppressor let me buy eyeliner. So
Ooh. Wow. Nice. Big year.
uh-huh,
Mhm.
uh-huh. I think Layla has either become a petty thief to get her
Oh my God.
hands more on the candy,
You don't
or
you,
if she can buy it through legitimate means, she
you
would.
don't you you will be able to get as much candy as you want.
Amazing. Then she
Yeah.
is still addicted.
Donnie's friends with her still.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Donnie
Yeah.
owes us.
Okay.
She is convinced she is still partway through a cat transformation. Uh, and
Ooh, has she
she's
become a furry then?
no.
Wears
Oh
ears
no.
around school.
She's pretty convinced that like her eyesight's better and she's sneakier. Like she thinks she's a cryptid. She's really doubling down on the cryptid thing.
Excellent.
So we've done a lot of cryptid research recently just to make sure, see if we can figure out what kind of cryptid.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
My money's on Chupacabra, but she hasn't started like sucking blood or anything like that yet.
Oh.
So
She
the
has
research
started learning Spanish though, just in case.
she is a Chupacabra.
Okay. Fascinating. Anything else?
Oh, I am graduating to eggs this year to vandalize oppressors' houses instead of toilet
Okay.
paper. Yeah.
Come on,
Yes.
use a spray can already.
No. Eggs.
That's vandalism. We don't leave
environment.
traces.
You're already leaving traces with the eggs. If you're gonna do it the whole way. Do it the big way. Do it the bold way.
Eggs are better for
Good
the
and-
environment and won't
Yes,
hurt the local
exactly.
pixie population.
Yeah.
Okay.
also
Well,
bugs like
it
it.
sounds like we're ready to get into the session. So before we keep going, I was like, I don't want to have to cut this out. We're gonna end our session 0, and we're gonna go into the session. So, thank you all for listening. say goodbye, everybody, and we will see you over in the murder mystery of the Mystery
Bye,
Club.
everybody.
See you
Bye,
on the other
everybody.
side.
It's called the Mystery Club still, just so
It's the
everyone knows.